everybody, this is Castle KLC Sports Productions bringing you another Bronze Masters League Series game. Today we're going to be looking at a PvT. We haven't had a PvT in a while, so it's great that we finally playing some Terran players. Thanks for getting out on the ladder, guys. So I've been really screwing around with my PvT build, and I gotta say, I still don't really have something like hardcore nailed down. This is what I'm doing every time I play PvT. So this is going to be interesting to discuss, because I make some weird decisions and I'm like, this feels right kind of deal. So yeah, as far as opening goes, it's fairly standard. It's just going to be an easy one gate expand type build, very similar to my PVC's style, except for I am going to go ahead and take a relatively early gas just to allow for the mothership core, a stalker, and a warp gate research to be finished. So probe got in, did this normal scout after 13. We saw a gas, so we're kind of thinking, okay, either Reaper play or early factory. Either way, still pretty safe. This is still pretty a safe opening. Basically, we get our cybernetics core out. We get this up to 16 workers on minerals, we get our mothership going, and then we plant down our nexus. Woo! And then shortly after that we'll be starting... Maybe I skip the stalker. No, we go with the sentry, because we don't want him to just like run in and kill our base or anything. So, gonna go out, kill this pesky SCV, but as of right now, haven't really scouted anything, so still kind of just sitting back, going with our own normal stuff. I do like playing robotics facility style against Terran players. Just getting those observers out to spot drops and things of that nature just tends to be a more favorable approach, in my opinion, because that way you can always keep a handful of stalkers back here to snipe those type of things. Also, with the warp speed, or the warp prism upgrade, well, not upgrade, the buff that they got with the extra speed, it's also quite nice to do a little bit of drop harassment ourselves as Protoss player now. So, definitely been enjoying that type of playstyle. So, gonna get an observer out, go over, check out what he's doing, because we want to know. And now, I do want to make one quick comment. We noticed that I have been skimping a lot on units. I really haven't gotten a whole lot of units. I've only got almost 3 gateways out at this point. And we're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And this is actually a really early timing push that the Terran players can do with just like a single Widow Mine and then a little small Marine Marauder force. And it's actually quite pesky, and I was really surprised that I was able to hold it off. But anyways, we skimped a little bit on units because, I kept one stalker back here just in case he was dropping, going for really early drops, but with the photon overcharge, it's quite nice to just lay down the photon overcharge and be done. Now, obviously I lose my mothership core, which is a little bit of a bummer because that means we don't have a follow-up photon overcharge, but definitely isn't too big of a deal because our gateways are now starting to get up. We're starting to get our observers out to deal with the Widow Mines, and then also we've got drops going in at his base to do a little bit of harassment. I find this quite useful nowadays because a lot of Terran players like to just sit here and kind of keep you turtled and then do a really fast expand. But I was actually able to get in here, do a fair amount of damage. He sent all of his CVs down to his natural and lots of mining time lost. So, really great little things you can do now with a little warp speed bus. And actually he went ahead and sent his entire army home to deal with this, which I think is a little bit of a waste, but hey, is what it is. So yeah, so basically behind this we're just going to be getting up our tech, because now that we're finally feeling safe, we're on 2 base economy, fully maxed out. Now I do want to make one quick comment. I did scout with this observer that he is indeed building a command center. So me seeing him, starting to take a third, I'm starting to think, hey, maybe I should push out a little bit, put a little bit of pressure on, and if I can do some damage, great. If not the end of the world, just back off, but at least I'll have my third. So, third's going to get planted. Going to be doing all this fun stuff. Currently boosting out probes. A little bit of pylon blocked, unfortunately. So we got this little probe to plant down our pylons for us. But yeah, I still feel like I'm skimping on units a lot. I don't think this build needs to be refined a whole lot more. Just because, I mean, look at this Marine Marauder ball. If this came and just annihilated me, I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, I've got Colossus on the way. They're not quite there yet. But having this drop actually delayed him significantly because he sent his entire army to deal with this drop. So that was definitely good tactics by me to delay that as much as possible. First Colossus coming out, going to start getting double upgrades because we do notice with our observer that we are behind. So yes, now we'll continue getting our probes up. As far as gateways at this point, now we are past the 12-minute mark, so we are looking at about 7 gateways, which I think is a decent number with at least one Colossus production at a time. So I think overall that worked out. And then I've got a second Robo on the way since our third base is more or less up. Not quite running yet, but yeah. So he's going to come in here, try and do a little bit of damage. We're going to go ahead and slow this down. Get a couple really botched force fields, but overall nothing too, not a whole lot of damage done. He just killed a handful of zealots, maybe a stalker or two, but nothing too detrimental. And then he's actually going to choose to back off, which I don't know if that's the right idea. I mean, personally, I think he should have come around, you know, here and tried to like sneak up my natural, because at least that puts him in a really good position to have a really good concave on me. And I've only got like 2 or 3 force fields to deal with it. That would have been, you know, more advantageous for him than just going home and trying to get up his third. And actually, he does have his 4th down, and I actually don't think I ever scouted that. I sent a hallucinated Phoenix out here relatively shortly, but all in all, 3 base Protoss is pretty imba. So yeah, gonna be getting our blink, and charge is already done and working on +2. And basically, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and speed it up just because from here until like 16 or so minute mark, we basically just sit back and are macroing up. This is about the time when I say I'm gonna take a 4th, and then as I continue to build up my army, get out my Colossus, okay, gotta go back. Got a little over eager. Okay, so he's moving over. We're in normal. We want. Okay, so once again, I come in here, do a fair amount of damage with these zealots. He takes out my mothership core. I do manage to photon overcharge in time. Now, this could have been really bad had I not had those force fields, because basically he's going to run in here, he's going to snipe down these Colossus, and then just absolutely go bonkers on these this gateway army. I mean, there's not a whole lot here, you know, just, let's see. Yeah, I mean, as far as gateway units, we're only at like 10 or so. I mean, if you look at his army, he's got a full page of Marines, half a page of Marauders, and couple medevacs. So I mean, he's without those Colossus, this army just dies. But do manage to do a fair amount of damage, and are going to be getting double Colossus continually. Last couple are finishing up, and we do go ahead and get another Warp Prism just to keep the harassment going. Now this Warp Prism harass actually pretty much blows. I go over here, he scouts it with this, but I don't think he actually was paying attention. And then I come in and I'm like, oh crap, there are missile turrets. And then I'm like, okay, gonna warp in stuff. And then a million Vikings just absolutely annihilate me. So, such is life. And this is about the time where I'm like, well, I need more production. So I spend half my minerals since I've been floating so many, because I haven't been getting my production up. Shame on me. But yeah, this is kind of where it all boils down. You know, rubber meets the road. Last final engagement. I do have High Templars on the way. Actually, are they on the way yet? High Templars are done, and I believe Storm is also done. He comes and tries to do a small little drop with some Marauders. I don't know. I don't know if Marauders are the best choice for a drop like that. Personally, I think 8 Marines would have been a little bit more efficient as far as killing probes, but to each their own. And another thing that he doesn't do is he doesn't like move out with his army and force me to like split up mine. So at this point, you know, I'm happy to just move my entire army back and clean this up. Now he tries to load it up, but I blink on top of him and he can't do anything about it. So we're maxed out at this point. We've got a fairly good economy. Slightly less than his as a function of not having as many, not having mules. But we actually come in here and we get some really, really sick storms. We'll go ahead and slow this down so we can... So we get kind of a concave with some of the zealots coming from the back. So we get a really nice surround with our zealots, and pretty much his entire Marine Marauder army just disintegrates. We still have a fair amount of storms left. Yeah, we lost all of our Colossus, but I mean, if you look at the deficit, I mean, he's like significantly behind compared to us, and he only on 5 barracks. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's on 9 barracks, which is a fair amount, but I think at this point in the game, he should probably be on more like 10 or 15. And basically we're just going to move in here, and that's going to be GG. So, overall, I think early game I need to focus on getting out a bigger army up front and kind of balancing the economy with that, because I feel like I kind of held off that first attack just by the skin of my teeth, and overall I don't think I did a very good job of dealing with that early pressure. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what I've learned from this game. Like I said, my PvT build is still a little bit shaky. There are some things about it that I'm not too pleased about. I still need to work out some kinks, but that's what we're all here for. All here to learn, and hopefully you guys learned something from all of my wonderful mistakes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Everybody, let everybody know that I'm still kicking. Also, if you would like me to take a look at one of your replays, feel free to shoot me an email to the email in the description with your replay, just kind of what you want me to look at. I'll be more than willing to do that. I've actually got a couple of those to cast here shortly. So I will see you guys in the next game.